Why hello all of you beautiful people out there and my loyal minions. It's your Hypnogod Mastermind Fred Lee here with another Fred Talk. Before we get on with this episode, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to bring that bell icon so you don't miss out on a brand new episode. In this episode, we're going to be going over some YouTube comments and we're going to get on with the theme of this episode. The first comment is by Mr. Spud on Speed, and he's asking if you can hypnotize yourself into seeing or not seeing something. And as I've discussed in various other videos, self-hypnosis is entirely a myth. It's basically just meditation or extreme focus to the point where you can simulate some hypnotic phenomena, but it's not exactly going to be what you would see people that are hypnotized do, like what I do in my videos. So that basically answers that question. And next we have another question which will lead up to today's episode, is by Warrior Boy, also on YouTube. Have you had repeat subjects who want to stay in touch after you did your hypnosis on them? Now, whenever I go out and do videos, these are just total strangers that I work with. Sometimes if they like my stuff and they want to stay in touch, they stay in touch, but most of the time they just accept the whole IG thing, follow just out of courtesy, and then just ghost me for the rest. And that's typically how any social media interaction goes, especially if you are not of a specific demographic, because social media is extremely biased in terms of who becomes more popular, in terms of characteristics, background, etc., and regardless of talent, which is the unfortunate reality of the entertainment industry. It doesn't matter how good you are, it's about who you got to help market the hell out of you and make you look good. You can be a total shithead and still make a lot more money than those that have legitimate skill. But the subject at hand that we're today going to be covering is how to approach people, make friends, and etc. Because I know many of you out there, especially in this weird day and age where social media and other apps are what we use to pretty much interact with people. And because of the way society has shifted, those that are just grown up to nothing but social media and not really had a whole lot of human contact, especially because, the whole COVID thing has kept everyone virtual. People get weird when it comes to just the old-fashioned firm handshake type of deal and all that stuff. And also how to just casually talk to someone that you don't even know if you want to get to know someone when you're just out and about. Some of the things I've covered in one of my videos that I've done when the pandemic happened, I put together this series this was also actually a little before the pandemic as well. It's a series of videos which I call Live Like a Boss, where you learn tips and tricks from myself in terms of how to become the ultimate version of whoever you want to be. So these are some things that you can check out after this episode, but I'm not in too much of a rush of you just having you go check those out. You can check those out at your own time, but we're going to cover how to deal with people here. That being said, first and foremost, it's all about confidence. Now, how do you get confidence? People are like, oh, confidence is this or that, or be confident. No one really gives you any more guidance on what confidence is. It's just a loose term that makes you all like feel goody, or, a form of holistic pep talk, healing, or whatever you want to call it. In order to gain confidence, confidence is all about, in this case, to get it, you have to put yourself in several situations to guarantee confidence when you're in a social environment. What do I mean by that? Take for account things that you enjoy. Things that you enjoy will make you inherently confident, because if you like something, and if you like talking about something, you're just gonna naturally come off more confident when people ask about something that you actually know or are passionate about. That gives you extra leverage in terms of any part of a social group dynamic or wherever you're at that involves talking to a bunch of people. When you're put in a situation where it's favorable in your case, that makes you confident. So for example, in your social environment and you somehow I'll go into the nitty-gritty details, but if you end up kind of shifting the conversation towards something that you are confident in, or if there's an opportunity for you to share a story in which you have full confidence in sharing and you enjoy sharing, that's going to give you that extra edge when it comes to just interacting with others. But in order to get to that point, we're going to talk about how do you go about talking to people. Now, this approach and these first few lines that I will mention for you to just use whenever you go out and about to talk to people, it may seem like, really? That's it? I wasted all my time just listening to a podcast and I've sought through all these different videos. Hear me out. This straightforward approach is all you really need to gauge whether or not the person or people that you're interacting with is worth your time. Because after all, time is money. And if you don't see it that way and you're just meandering through life, wondering what the hell you're going to do with yourself, change that mindset. And the best way to change it is to go through my Live Like a Boss series, which I put links and stuff all over in the description and so on. The famous first words when you approach someone is simply, "Hi, my name is blank. What's your name?" It's as simple as that. You just go up, approach someone, give the greeting of the day, tell them your name, and then just go from there. That's just the simplest and most straightforward way to interact with someone. And if people are weird about it, then screw them, move on. There's hundreds of people out there, and it doesn't matter if you want to make friends or if you want to find that special someone. That is legitimately all you need to do. Nowadays, people get a little more weird about it, and they may be a little weird about it towards you if you somehow look kind of funky or whatnot. So I cover style and appearance in the Live Like a Boss series if you want to look into that. That's just some other thing. But for now, for the sake of this episode, you just need to approach someone, just simply say hi. Tell them your name, and now you're not strangers. That's the whole Forrest Gump thing of, I don't know your name. And then, of course, when you make your introduction, you share each other's names, then you're like, now we're not strangers anymore. Same deal. You just want to be open. You want to just let the other person know, hey, I'm non-threatening. I'm not here to, put you in a white van or anything, or put a bag over your head or anything sketchy. I'm just here to chat, just talk, Figure out what's going on in your life, and if you are interesting to talk to. Everyone's got different motives, but in general, it's just a simple, harmless, hello, my name is all you really need. Now, if you want to be a little more creative than that, because I know many people out there are super self-conscious, they're like, really, a stupid, simple line isn't going to get me anywhere. Address the situation. And simplest way to address a situation are things like, you go up to someone and you notice they got really nice shoes. Compliments nice. Be like, hey, your shoes are pretty nice. I just want to come say hi, and you go from there. Simple compliments are nice, but do keep in mind when in this day and age where everyone's on the edge, just be mindful that a simple compliment may come off the wrong way. For example, let's say you're speaking to someone of the opposite sex. That usually is a red flag for some people that are extremely paranoid. Like, why is this person giving me a compliment? Is he trying to do the magic R word on me that you can't really see on YouTube? But anywho, simple compliment is fine as long as you don't come off threatening. And you can practice tonality and all that stuff on your own. Best way to practice your approach and the things you say. People hate recording themselves, but you're going to have to. You need to understand how you sound. Depending on how you sound, you may come off as either arrogant, you may come off nice and calm if you're lucky, but not everybody's like that. There are people out there that may sound like a total asshole, so you're going to have to make some adjustments. Other times, you may come off a little too quiet, because nowadays, everyone's blasting fucking loud music in their ears, blowing out their eardrums to the point where they're legitimately deaf and undiagnosed. So you're going to have to inherently be a bit louder. And not everybody sounds pleasant when they raise their voice just to be heard. So there's also that factor to keep in mind. As long as you're aware of exactly how you sound, and depending on which volume you use and how you sound at that volume, and being hypercritical of how to adjust your voice in a way where it doesn't come off too threatening and more friendly and approachable, then you're all squared away. Also, do keep in mind your body language. Again, live like a boss. My entire series goes into extreme depth on all that stuff. But just in a nutshell, don't just hug yourself really tight or just keep everything to yourself. You don't want to have a closed body language as to speak. It's more about just being open. Just hands by your side, just casually chilling. Be open, back straight, all that stuff. Not straight because everyone inherently has a natural curve in your back and you don't want to screw up your joints or anything. So, more or less, upright posture, open body language, and when you played around with your voice and everything, just say hi, all that stuff. Worst case scenario, person's an asshole, you walk on, move on. Just say, have a nice day. Cool. Just wanted to know how you're feeling. Done, right? Doesn't matter what they say to you. You can move on. You're a better person than that. So that's essentially how to approach strangers. Pretty straightforward. It's nothing too crazy. And in this day and age where everyone is relying on a drug or some sort just to be able to work up the courage to talk to random people, this is legitimately it. Just remember to breathe, because in this day and age also, people forget to breathe. When you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And where your breath goes, you want to concentrate your breath as you breathe in down to your diaphragm, where your stomach is at. If you feel your stomach expand as you breathe in, you're doing a good job. And when you exhale out the same way. Last thing you want is to look like a dog panting when you exhale. Because you, my loyal minions, my lovely, beautiful people out there that also happen to be loyal minions, but you aren't minions yet because you got to press that subscribe button, ring the bell icon. Having that deep breath in and out through the nose, making it a regular thing, will not only make you psychologically more calmer, you will also sound more calmer, you'll have more resonance in your voice, and you'll sound a lot more pleasant when you talk to people. So keeping all of those things in mind, be sure to go over this whenever you want to take notes and stuff, just so you have something on hand. Everyone learns differently, and I understand that. That's why whenever I teach people, and it's easier for me than just mass productions like this, to work with someone one-on-one, to go into details on how to fix what is unique to the person I'm working with. That being said, hope you all enjoyed this episode of Fred Talk, and hopefully you found a lot of guidance from this episode. And also, if you want more guidance, I have the Live Like a Boss series. I'll figure out a time and when I want to put together a new episode for that. It's been a while since I put out a new Live Like a Boss series, and I think this podcast kind of is an expansion pack on that, really. Either way, we'll figure something out. Do what you can and support this channel by sharing all of my stuff with your family, your friends. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon if you haven't already, since after all, you can only be a minion and listen to quality, top-notch, high-shelf advice from yours truly to make your life better, and also for me to share all the said advice in fun, entertaining ways. Thank you so much. My name is Fred Lee, and thank you for listening to my Fred Talk.